right, Vice President J.D. Vance just left Hungary, where he really was on a campaign swing. There's really no other way to put it for Hungary's Prime Minister Victor Orban, who faces a tough re-election bid this weekend. Orban is seen as Vladimir Putin's biggest ally in Europe. So, what are the chances that Orban will win? How will the trip from J.D. Vance help out? With us now, CNN Chief Data Analyst Perry Enton. So, what are the predictions?
Yeah, what are the prediction markets showing? To me, it looks like there's a real chance that Victor Orban goes down to defeat. Just take a look here. This is Kalshi prediction market. Look, chance Orban is Hungary's prime minister after the 2026 election. You go back to the beginning of the year, it was basically an even split. 48% chance that, in fact, he would be the prime minister after the election. Down it goes, down it goes. We're looking now at just a 31% chance, about a 1 in 3 shot. And I was also looking at the numbers pre and post J.D. Vance visit. If anything, they might have gone down slightly, but there really has been no impact. J.D. Vance not helping out an ally of his abroad.
Kate was talking to Congressman Don Bacon from Nebraska yesterday, who said it's really unusual for overt political activity from a president or vice president campaigning for a foreign leader there. Is this the type of thing you think, based on the polls, that Americans want to see?
No, I was already shaking my head but when you were asking the question, because the American people want the focus to be here domestically, not abroad. Just take a look at this. Take a look here. Look at this. Trump admin is focusing too much on foreign matters. 58% of Americans believe that the Trump administration is too focused on things abroad. What they believe also is there's been too little focus on domestic matters. Look at this. 60% of Americans believe there's been too little focus on domestic matters. Now, of course, the Iran war is part of this, right? But this is just part of a larger picture, the belief that the presidency and the administration of Donald Trump in his second term, they have taken their eye off the ball. They are looking abroad when Americans want them looking at home. And, of course, J.D. Vance going and campaigning for the prime minister of another country that is pretty far away from here is just part of a larger picture that the American people dislike.
So, Vice President Vance, how's he doing? How popular?
Yeah, J.D. Vance is not doing too hot to trot at this point. Look at this. Okay, J.D. Vance's net popularity should actually be a plus. There we go. Plus 3 points. Then we go to minus 18 points at this point. That is a 21-point swing in the wrong direction. J.D. Vance started off his vice presidency in plus territory, and now he is in negative territory. Down he goes. J.D. Vance getting dragged down along with the President of the United States.
Where does he run? Maybe along with, maybe because of that we don't know that. But where does he rank among other vice presidents?
Yeah, you look at other vice presidents. Look at this. At this point in their vice presidency, historically the worst at this point in a vice presidency. Kamala Harris was at minus 13. Mike Pence was at minus 7. Joe Biden was at plus 4. Dick Cheney was at plus 37. This might be part of a longer trend of vice presidents becoming unpopular, but we can say J.D. Vance is historically the least popular vice president at this point in their vice presidency.
Yeah, that is notable. It may just be a thing where Americans over time, we just hate everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Increasingly.
But I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate that, even though a lot less than you did in 2002. A lot of news this morning. We'll be right back.